tonight is Thursday. We're going to do a new segment on Thursdays. It's going to be from now on after tonight. We're going to call it Live with Johnny Blaze 8030. We're going to take a game. We're going to take a topic. We're going to discuss about it for a couple hours. And we're going to start about 7:30 every night on Thursdays. And then the rest of the nights we'll go back and doing our regular thing. As we speak, the game is currently loading. If you read in the topic, or in the description for the video, you see that the topic for tonight is a very touchy subject, and I chose that one because there's a lot of stuff going on, and whoa, they did post. What's up? Hey, you may be active in the chat tonight, just to give you a heads up. I don't, just to give you a little, we're going to do a discussion tonight. We're going to talk about gun control and the school shootings. People can voice their opinions, but the second we start getting people putting each other down, that's when they need to go in timeout. They can say whatever they want, they can have an opinion, but no racial or none of that. That's when the comments will need to be deleted. So that's a little tip for you. For everyone else joining, the game is loading, so we're gonna start off the discussion with, if you got a wrench over your name, you should. If you don't, then I might have to go back and fix it again. And I'll just give you a little, as far as tonight's comments, it might get a little controversial. People are allowed to have an opinion, but the second that they start, we're gonna talk about that. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back and fix it then. I thought I got it. I was at the library. Clicked on your name and said make moderator. So I'm gonna have to go back again tomorrow and see what I did wrong. But I did attempt. Back to the discussion tonight. The reason I chose this topic is I was flipping through my Facebook, and I do get a lot of younger viewers of you guys that are in high school and some that are in middle school. And as you all know, last Wednesday there was a school shooting down in Florida. Details are still coming out about all why he did it, and we're making all the speculations and stuff. But before I continue, just let me give some, you guys probably already know, but for those of you that go back and watch this or will jump in, let me give you a little background of why I'm so actually good on this topic. I am about 2 months away from having an associate's degree in criminal justice. I have taken several juvenile justice classes. I have taken criminology, which basically explains, why people do different crimes, the theories behind it, and I actually like studying that topic. So I do know what I'm talking about. But the first thing that I would like to address tonight is the fact that as I was flipping through my Facebook page, I believe it was either yesterday or Tuesday, something really disturbed me. Okay, and like I said, I get a lot of kids that are school age, and for most of you know, as you can tell on my Facebook page, I do have 3 young kids go to school. So that's a touchy subject for me too, because I have kids that go to school. And, you know, it worries me that I shouldn't have to worry about my kids dying when they go to school. But as I was flipping through my Facebook page, I seen that kids were walking out of school protesting and demanding gun control. Now that to me is more disturbing than the actual school shooting. And here is why. Okay. My hometown of Cleveland, Ohio went live, and that was yesterday. And they were there when these kids were walking out of school, and they were interviewing them. And these kids are saying, oh, take away the guns, take away the assault rifles, take away this, take away this, take away that. Okay. Mind you, this is my opinion. You can respect it. I don't care, but this is my opinion. I will respect your opinion, and we can have an actual conversation about this. But the reason why it's more disturbing is, first off, politics in high schools should not mix. You guys are not old enough to vote. You shouldn't be worried about voting or political issues. You guys should be focusing on graduating high school and dealing with your current issues. Yes, I understand that the gun control is a current issue. But let the grown adults worry about that. And here's the thing that I have a problem with that. And these facts are I have my phone right here. I will quote the websites that I'm looking at. The only reason why we're not actually playing is because my game is loading. So once it starts loading, I'll start playing and talking at the same time. But, I'm pulling up the web address right now. You guys are probably not young enough. Everybody's calling for a ban on assault rifles. Okay? Back in, I believe, and that's why I'm pulling up on my phone. I got it handy because I'm probably going to be doing September 3rd, no, I'm not going to use Wiki. Don't ever use Wikipedia. Looking it up, hold on. Assault rifles were banned once before, under the Clinton administration. So we've already had, and I'm trying to find out when that lasted. I had it pulled up and I can't remember. There has already been, and hey, that's no problem, man. there has already been a ban on assault weapons. So obviously, we've already tried this. Okay, now this is coming from the Washington Post. I got it pulled up. This is coming from the Washington Post, which is a... come on, it's loading on my phone, sorry. In 1994, assault weapons they were banned under the Clinton administration. Studies have shown that it did little or nothing had any effect on school shootings. Now, there were school shootings in between that period. And assault weapons were used. So it proves my point right there. It don't matter if they're legal or not legal, kids are still going to get them. If they want them, they are going to find out how to get them, and they will get access to them. It does not matter if they're legal, illegal. If they want them, they're going to get them. That's the same thing with criminals. This whole thing with gun control, people don't understand. The only people you're going to hurt are the law-abiding citizens that know how to control a gun, that are not going to go out and blow people away. So that's one thing that these teenagers don't understand. Another comment that somebody made is, like I said, take away all the guns. Take away all the guns. Now, this comes from the UCR, which is a Unified Crime Report that is published by the FBI. So that is pretty legit. This is pretty legit. And how do they determine this? These are crimes that they take police departments and they get reported. The police departments report them to the FBI of the crime rate that they've monitored. Now, not all the crime actually gets reported, so the numbers could actually be higher than what they were actually reported to the FBI. And the city of Chicago has the highest crime rate, but yet gun control is the most strictest in the city of Chicago, which it just proves that these criminals will get the guns. It doesn't matter if there's strict gun laws or not. They are still going to get these guns. So it brings back these high school kids. You guys, you don't understand what the media is doing. The media knows that we can terrify you, and that way we can get you to say all the stuff that we want to push for our agenda, and they're just basically using you as your puppet. So before you make a statement and you go walking out of high school, personally, if you were my kid, you'd be in so much trouble. I would tell the principal to suspend you. You don't walk out of school. That's not the solution. And next week, we're going to actually talk about the aspect of why all these shootings are happening. I'm gonna do a little bit more research on that, and we'll have a discussion about that. Now where was I gonna go? I'm looking at my notes because I wrote down some notes so I wouldn't lose train of thought. Talked about that. Okay. Let me check here. I'm just checking the download of the game. I guess we can try it. I guess it's downloaded. Okay, now let me go. I'm gonna take this. Yes. Oh, Virginia Tech. That was one of. So it must be still downloading. Guessing. How did I quote 12 seconds? But thank you. We're gonna address that next week. And I've got a whole long topic about that, which is why I'm so amazed by it, because they're trying to blame everything else when the problem is right in front of them, and they're in the midst of the problem. They are, I don't want to say they're we'll talk about it next week. But let's go back to Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech was one of the worst school shootings, and there was no assault rifles ever used. But yet, after Virginia Tech
and this looks to probably
shootings,
be the final play.
After the Virginia Tech shootings, no one was calling for gun control.
The trophy will rest in the city of brotherly love. The Philadelphia Eagles are the
Oh, this
Super
is
Bowl champs.
from our Super Bowl stream. I'm just finishing it again. No one ever called for gun control after Virginia Tech. Even though an assault rifle was never used, and that's the reason why. The reason they did not call for gun control is because he used handguns. 10-round clips, and he just reloaded. Now, if they would have started calling gun control, that would have revealed their whole agenda. The whole agenda is everybody wants to where you cannot have the right to own a gun. And they're going to continue to blame it and blame guns and not deal with the real reason of what's going on. Guns are not the issue, it's people. And it was actually pretty funny because I seen another Facebook post how a guy had an AR-15 and he was sitting in his bed. Excuse me. He was sitting in his bed, and the comment was, "I'm waiting to get out of bed for my AR-15 to wake me up and shoot me." Guns don't. Yeah. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. That's the biggest thing. I guess we can talk about it tonight, because that's the two go hand in hand. The guns are not the issue. I am a firm believer in the NRA. You cannot blame the National Rifle Association. Do not blame them. They did not do this. Excuse me. Like I said, I am 100% for the NRA. And a lot of people may not like that, but hey. I do like hunting. I don't go hunting. I have shot guns before. I find it very entertaining. It's fun. It's actually quite relaxing. Okay, why can't I go? Oh, because I gotta finish the game. For me, shooting guns was like a release. I mean, I don't have to shoot guns. I've had people ask, well, why do you need an AR-15 to go hunting? AR-15s are not submachine guns. Everybody says, oh, well, they can shoot 300 to 600 rounds a minute. That is garbage. That is garbage, 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 garbage. Welcome to the stream. Tonight we're talking about gun control. Put your comments in the bottom. Let me know how you feel. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. But I think one of the big issues we want to blame video games. Everybody wants to blame video games. That's the first thing we'll blame. We blame guns. Guns aren't the issue. Gun control ain't gonna do nothing. We can prove that. Let's talk about video games. I play Call of Duty World War II. My 6-year-old son plays Call of Duty World War II. I do not let him get online. He plays with bots, or he plays me. My son understands that it's, you don't go around shooting and killing people. That's not what life is. It's actually, and if you're gonna sit there, that's parenting. That's when these parents need to get involved. Now these parents, some of these parents buy these violent video games for their kids, and they don't know what they're getting involved in. And actually a funny story about that, I don't know, I think I've said it once or twice on my streams before, or maybe not, but as many of you know, I do play Call of Duty World War II. I pre-ordered it. I got it the first night that it came out at a midnight release at a GameStop where I live. And let's change teams. But as I was there, I was waiting in line, and I want to say about 11:30, 11:45. This mom dragging in these kids. They were probably like maybe 10, 11, between 10 to 13 years old. And now mind you, the game was released on Friday morning at midnight. And the security guard that was at the mall, because obviously where I got, at the GameStop I got, it was inside the mall, so they just blocked off a little area of the mall, and a bunch of us were talking about video games. But anyways, towards the end, she walks in, and the security guard looks at this woman and was like, I have a question for you. And she's like, yeah? And he's like, do you not realize that it's almost midnight and you have your kids out. Well, yeah. So, and the security guard's like, don't they have school tomorrow? Oh no, I'm gonna let them stay home and play their new video game. And he kind of looked at her puzzled, like, okay, why? And her response, this is the ignorance, this is bad parenting. Oh, because it's World War II, it's of historical value, so I'm gonna let them learn by playing the video game. Now, you can go back in my videos and you can watch my World War II streams. The only thing you're gonna learn is how to get stressed out really quick from stupid people doing stupid stuff. There's no historical... there is nothing historical to learn about watching World War II. There is no historical value to it whatsoever. Yes, it's based on something that actually happened. Yes, the maps are supposed to look real and blah, 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 blah. But to keep your kids home from school just to play on a video game, that is pure ignorance. But this is the kind of society that we live in. So it's not the video games. I play video games, and I have never once told myself I didn't want to go out and just blow people away.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley.
Not one time.
This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Well, how often do you play? Look at my streams. How often, except for this weekend, I wasn't playing. I took the time off to give respect. But you can look, there's several streams of World War II Fortnite. So it's very evident I played them all the time. And I've never once had... Well, they're younger. They're younger. Okay, video games may be 20% of the problem, but now let's get to where I think the core issue of the problem is. Students, instead of walking out of your school, stay inside your school, and let's deal with what's really going on. 2 years ago, my son, he was in kindergarten. He was 5 years old at the time.
And off we go from Cleveland. The return man is Mario.
Thank you. And here we go. My son came home from school, and he was acting kind of funny. And I was like, okay, what's going on?
So here comes the first drive on offense. They'll be led out by their enigmatic quarterback.
He's like, well, some kid was picking on me.
I think sometimes
Kindergarten. This isn't kindergarten. This isn't high school. This is the elementary school. In kindergarten, the grade that's supposed to be innocent. My son was being bullied.
I think you've got a legit starting quarterback.
And I was like, okay, anything else? What did he do? Well, he threatened to shoot me and my whole family. A kindergarten threatened to shoot my son and was bullying him.
And this is not the way to start a drive.
Okay, so I'm gonna get where I'm going with this. So I called my wife, my ex, and she acted like it was no big deal. And I told her, yes, it is a big deal, and I'm going to take care of it right now. So I called the school, and at first, they tried denying everything, and then they tried saying, oh, well, we called home, and basically, they really didn't want to do anything. And it's not so much that I wanted that kid to get in trouble, but I wanted to get to the bottom of why would a 5-year-old student, a 5-year-old kindergartner, say to my son
and a big face mask
that he was going to shoot him.
15 yards.
You never want to get your hands up in the face.
So really, the only thing
because your
the school
fingers
did
can get tangled up
was
there,
they kept
and that can hurt you
my
as a
son
player.
away.
They come out
Well,
with 1 back and 3 tight ends.
They did something at the school,
He's going to be
and
on this first play as he gets it to
my
the
wife
line of
went in, I
scrimmage.
stayed home and watched my other son, and she came home,
The O-line. Hopefully they're ready
and
today.
she's like, oh, I seen the little boy that threatened to shoot Johnny. I was like, really? What did he look like?
The quarterback can't
And-
wait to feed them afterwards.
Okay. Well, she said that he looked like somebody
Offense looking to
who had
avoid
been
a third
picked
and long.
on.
It's 2nd and 10.
And I guess kids were picking on him. And it clicked right in my head. Bam, 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 bam. That's why. If you're getting picked on, you're gonna...
Clock winding down.
Perfect example, okay? Now, don't think I'm a psychopath and had plans when I was a kid. Oh, you wanted to go to school and shoot everybody away. That never crossed my head. But I was picked on in school. All the time.
On this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical
And I
passing
remember
game going early.
what I would do when I was being picked on, I would try to find somebody that I could pick on to try to take out the frustration of what was happening to me. So it made perfect sense when this was what this kid was doing. And it made me feel sorry for him.
First down, Griffin. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
These kids that are, even with Columbine High School is a perfect example.
And give them a chance to let it develop a little bit.
Yes, video games may be an issue.
Tight end on that one.
Don't get me wrong. Video games may be an issue. They are not, let me rephrase that. Video games are not an issue. Video games are most likely...
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends.
Okay, I don't want to
Now
swing this.
Griffin. And he will find his man on the outside. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
That would be like... Playing video games would be like, okay, on a cold night, snowy night, 60 cars get into an accident.
Executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
Of those 60 cars that get into an accident,
And the offense moving in the wrong direction.
we're going to
as
say
they face a 2nd and 12.
that 40 of those cars
To throw again is Griffin.
were...
And they jarred it loose.
40 of those cars were slide-offs. Okay? The other cars
And the defense
were...
40
They
yards.
didn't slide off. Somebody was speeding.
Run-stopping ability with a quick first step to the
Or no,
passer.
okay, let me back down. The majority of them were people who were obeying the law, and they lost control of their car because they couldn't stop, which happens on bad roads. But then let's say the other 20 cars, they were combined accidents of people who were speeding, weren't paying attention, drunk driving. There was other issues that were done intentionally. Of those accidents, it would be like you saying all those accidents were weather related. Bull. If those accidents were alcohol related, okay, they could have happened on dry roads. It wasn't weather related. So you're making that generalization that, oh, just because it happened in the snow, oh, it was bad weather to blame. But in reality, it was drunk driving that caused it. Do you see where I'm going? That's what they're doing with these kids. These kids that are getting bullied and picked on, yes, they're gonna will go for it.
Cody Parkey out to try the field goal.
The video games are an escape from reality for them. It's a way of taking out their aggressions of everything that goes on in school. But the sole reason of them shooting is not the video games. It's what's happening to them inside the schools.
So it's an empty trip downfield.
It all happens inside these school four walls. So like I said before, instead of walking out of your school, protesting, saying it's guns, fix the problem inside. It's all on the inside. Learn how to respect each other. And all these schools that sit there and say, oh, we have this anti-bullying policy. That is the most bogus thing I've ever heard of in my life. I know people that are still getting bullied in school. They're still getting picked on. You still have this anti-bullying policy. You let them get away with it. The schools don't do nothing.
And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play.
You have this national campaign to stop people.
Yeah, at some point you got to win at the point of attack, and on that play, that was all
to stop people from the anti-bullying and make people aware, but yet it still continues to happen. Oh, well, we don't want to hurt the kids' feelings. And you know what? I'm sorry, guys. It needs to stop. Something needs to be done. It needs to be addressed. It can't continue to go. This is ridiculous.
Second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run.
Don't blame your parents. Don't blame congressmen. Look inside your own schools and see what's going on. If you see another kid picking on another kid, do something about it. Don't be afraid to be, well, I'm going to get made fun of. And it's social class. The rich will always pick on the poor. Almost all, 99% of the time. If you don't have a lot of money. What's up? How you doing, man? We're just talking a little about gun control. Put your comments in. I want to know what you think. And, I mean, you have every right to your opinion. The only thing I ask is that you refrain from let's not put people down with their opinions. And this the sad thing about it is
no gain on second down. A well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled, except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Jennings.
The thing that really...
At the 41.
That play almost seemed like a baseball play. See ball, hit ball. But in this case, see guy with ball, tackle.
And it's not just poor and rich. The kid from Columbine, both of them, they lived in nice homes.
Third down, still 14 yards left. It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on third down. On third and long, it's Manning. Trying to lay one up deep. And he
almost got it.
Now he was tipped. Altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it.
But I am just so... And I care about you guys. You're our future. And you shouldn't... I am 100%... This whole rant and rave is... I'm not saying that you guys don't have the right to be scared. Because you do. And I'm not blaming it all on you guys. Because the adults are letting you down. But it's not your congressman. It's your principals. And there are people that really do want to get down to the bottom and truly prevent these school shootings from happening. But when you have the media saying it's all guns, it's all guns, it's all guns, and it's not all guns. Yes, I'm a firm believer in background checks. I 100% believe that. Because if you think about it, if you're a legal gun owner, you're willing to get your background check. You're willing to do what it takes to get a concealed weapons permit. You're willing to do what it takes to carry a gun on you. I mean, this is not simple rocket scientists. You can have stuff in place that can protect the kids.
They begin with a run by Crowell. Room here to run.
Ooh,
and he finds some space past the 25.
But at the same time, give us the right to own the guns that we want to own.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around.
And like I said, this is not a rant, this is not a rape, this is an honest discussion. I was hoping more people would show up and actually participate in it. But like I said, we're going to do this every other week.
So second down, 3 yards to go now. Again, it's Crowell. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage.
But kids, people do care about what's going on. We are aware that there is a problem. But the people who truly want to help want to get down to what the real reason is. Because like I said, we can get rid of the guns. Okay. So let's say they do say it's the guns. Okay. Let's get rid of all the guns like you want us to. Okay, we'll do that. Okay, if they can't get access to guns, they can still get access to materials to make bombs. And some of these kids have made homemade bombs. So what are you going to do? Start banning cleaning supplies too? Like I said, until you get down to that core problem of what's really going on.
Running out here on the play clock. Here's Griffin. Now look out, Griffin hit and he lost the football. It's loose. And the Giants have it. It's picked up and put it on the board. It's
lost train of thought. Oh well.
Huge play by the defense.
And I think another issue.
But to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble
us as parents
tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations.
This is where it's our fault.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
Or some parents. There are some certain exceptions. Okay. But where there's two parents at home, a mom and a dad.
Robbie Gold on for the extra point.
They're both so worried about making money and not spending enough time with their kids. Because they have to live in an elaborate house or they have to drive an elaborate car. Parents are not spending enough time with their kids. I mean, growing up, my mom and dad used to spend tons of time with me. We were always doing stuff. And like I said, when I was a kid, I used to have season passes because I used to live by SeaWorld of Ohio. And we would have season passes there. And we would just go there after my dad would get off work or on weekends. And I loved it because your parents are still taking their time out of their busy day to spend time with you. And I don't think you see enough of that. Now, with my kids, I always tried to make time for them. I was always wanting to do things with them. Now, in some circumstances, I know it's hard, like if the two parents are divorced and mom has to work both jobs, or now there's even dads that are taking care of the kids and they've got to work two jobs. And I understand that sometimes it's hard.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. He couldn't quite hold it.
But as long as I think you're making an effort, I don't know, because my parents were never divorced, so I don't know. But I would see it as, okay, my mom is trying to work to support us, but yet she's also trying to make that effort to spend time with us. As long as she's trying, I would give her a little heads up. I would know that she loved me. But like I said, I'm not buying it's a gun issue. I'm not buying that, no. Video games are the cause. It's time to look deep down inside and start looking at the human individual. And yes, mental disease does play a part in it. Some people are born with it. Some people acquire it because of things that has been done to them.
10 yards to go on third. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Well, here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 2.
There's a thing called post-traumatic stress syndrome. And
from the gun on 3rd down, Griffin. Dumping it off for Johnson.
You know, it's basically...
There he goes, right side.
A lot of soldiers have it.
10.
They'll get depression and stuff from being in the military and seeing things. Well, the same thing can happen when you're going to school and getting picked on. If you get picked on every single day, eventually it's going to take your toll on you. You're going to get depressed, and you're going to start showing signs. And neither am I. I won't. It starts inside the school, and until we want to deal with that issue, it's never going to go.
Cody Parkey is on now for the point after. It's good, and we're all tied at 7.
But it's not only in school either. Look at James Holmes from the Colorado theater shooting. He was a college-age student. Smart. Very smart. But my understanding, he was a loner. He did get made fun of in high school.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
I think if the only thing that the kids can blame the government on is, especially from this last shooting, is that, you know, they had reports that this kid, something was wrong with him, and they didn't do nothing. I guess he had red flags all over him and was reported, and the FBI didn't do anything. Now, you can take it for what you think that is. That's some kind of conspiracy, or did they really have enough evidence? I don't know. I'm not going to make any judgment. And I don't trust the media as far as I can throw them, so I don't even know if that's true. But it really needs to stop. I mean, we can't. It can't continue on the way it's going.
Underneath for Jennings. And he goes out of bounds across.
Now, I will say I do 100% support
gain of 25 yards.
is
so many times you hear today's NFL described as a space
what can they do?
Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why
okay, if you don't want to deal with the issue, okay, well then at least protect my kids a little bit better. Okay, now they're finding out that this cop actually went and hid. Okay? Really? Okay, why is that cop even protecting kids at the school?
Fresh set of downs here.
You know? Or security guard. My personal suggestion is,
this is Jennings. And some space here.
I know right now
give a 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage.
And there's a big movement that's being pushed on Facebook.
Up front, really well done.
And I just so happen to agree with it. You have all these military veterans that need jobs.
2nd down and just 1.
Why not give them jobs to protect their schools?
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact.
Oh, well, we don't have money for this. We don't have money for this. We don't have this. But yet you teachers want to keep getting raises? And then you want to complain that you're unsafe? Well, wouldn't you not take a pay raise, feel safe, and be able to teach your students if you've got 2 or 3 Army veterans armed with an AR-15 military-style weapon? I guarantee you no one will touch those schools.
Looking deep, he's got it at the 15. Touchdown! Victor Cruz, 49 yards.
And I think that would deter a lot of different people.
I think if you pulled defensive
I
backs,
honestly
they would say,
do not believe.
Take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field, and that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
So
really
it's
balance, really
it's
good
very
control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
I'm glad I'm not in Congress dealing with it. That's all I got to say. I really, truly am not. I'm so glad that I'm not
a 14-7 ball game.
the one that has to deal with it. Because I don't know if there is a quick, easy fix. I really don't.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away.
I don't know.
This is fielded at the goal line. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And here are the Browns now as the offense comes back out onto the field. And they're going to need another score. Got one last
But we're
time.
humans. We're going to continue to pick on people because it's in our human nature.
Get back out on the field, punch in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, we gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. On second down, here's Crowell. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and they're going to face a third down.
Well, in closing, we got about 5 minutes left on this stream, and then we're going to, like I said, this is going to be a new weekly segment that we're going to do. I don't know about metal detectors, because metal detectors, they had them in Florida, and he's still got guns in the school. And that's just like, I want to say it was Tuesday. There was a school shooting in Cleveland where there was a boy, he was, oh man, 6th grade or something, and he shot himself in the bathroom. Well, the details I'm hearing is that, you know, he had intentions of shooting the school, but he accidentally shot and killed himself.
Now a play fake here on first down. That is caught. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
How did you get the guns in the school when they had metal detectors?
There's so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that.
And AR-15s.
Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there?
You can't hide an AR-15. There's no way that you can actually hide an AR-15 and sneak it into your school without being caught or seen by somebody. Or at least somebody had to have seen it. And that's what I don't understand. And there was metal detectors in the school. So if there was metal detectors, why didn't they pick up that gun?
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside in this first quarter.
We've done metal detectors. We've done assault rifle bans, none of which has been effective.
And welcome back, the offensive unit. They took the timeout, and now they get set to line up as we resume action.
So the next question is like I said, what do you do? Where do you start fixing the most broken issue that we have in America? And like I said, it's not just high schools.
On second down, Griffin. That is caught. And he gets us it all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10.
A really nice read by the offense. They caught the defense not covering the middle of the field, went to the post route, and found the receiver wide open for a nice game.
I don't think Trump's going to let it happen. He's not going to. Hey, how's it going, Day Gaming? If you're new to the channel, make sure you like and subscribe.
Again, we'll see the pistol here.
We're just talking about gun control and some of the issues going on.
On first down, Griffin. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a stop.
If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button.
Forcing his way through there to drop him for a loss of a good 10 yards. Another pistol look here. On second down, here's Griffin. And Barnage has it on the right side.
Oh, you ran out of bounds, dude. Seriously.
2 on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that.
But like I said, it's one of the most broken issues. And until we start stop blaming everybody and everything and getting down to what the core values is going on. We have an issue with mental health. There's an issue with bullying.
And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively. But instead it just brings up 4th down.
Oh, we're talking about gun control. Once a week from now on Thursday, I'm just going to take a topic of current events topic, and we're just going to talk about it. I ask you to, if you want to comment back on how you feel.
So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. Right hash mark of 42-yard attempt.
So that's why my gameplay isn't all that well, because I'm talking and
Cut the lead back down to 14-10. Well, he got an early chance to redeem himself, and he's able to put that one through.
And he'll be happy he got a second chance so quickly after missing the first one.
But until they deal with those issues, you're still going to see these mass shootings, except for your terrorist attacks. I don't care who you are, a terrorist is going to get a gun whether they got gun control or not. That's proven too. Or they'll find some other ways of doing their terrorist attacks.
They'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And here comes the Giants offense back out onto the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. They come up in an offset eye. They begin the drive with Jennings on the ground. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It'll go as a gain of 10 there.
I thought guys that were over 30 weren't supposed to run the football this well in the National Football League. How about that veteran leadership, a big-time run, combined with some
please don't promote your channel on my channel, please. Thank you very much.
Still has his place in this league. His odometer is
nope.
Not totally turned over yet.
Mod, you know what to do.
Wide open, complete, touchdown. Victor Cruz with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Giants strike quickly here for 6 points. And they just ran the fly route there, didn't they?
You broke it down perfectly. He ends up catching that one and taking it all the way into the end zone.
Well, thanks. It was pretty simple to break down, though. I mean, that's just a guy going, running on the go route, making a play.
Speed,
kills.
Speed, speed. And what does it do?
It kills.
There you go.
Yeah? Well, guess what? You're going to be reported to YouTube for coming into my channel and harassing me, too, by the way, bud.
Gold to add the extra point.
Me too, by the way, bud.
It's good, and it's 21-10.
Just proved our point. Thank you. You just proved my point. Okay, I won't subscribe to you, so you gotta... You didn't bully me. I care less. I hear it all the time. But see...
Makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chance. We'll see if they can get the score.
Welcome to the channel. We're just kind of finishing up our talk on gun control. Here in a little bit, as soon as this quarter's over, I'm going to wrap it up.
Now Griffin on second down.
And then we're going to get to the fun stuff.
They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a
where I can actually focus on playing and have fun.
Pin their ears back and get pressure again here after the sack. It's third down.
Oh, boy, he got a favorable spot there. The guys on the sidelines are raising their hands over their head and clasping their hands to signal safety. But the official marked it just outside the end zone at the 1-yard line.
And he's going to be taken down. RG3 couldn't get away, and that'll be...
Okay, so on that, we're going to continue streaming. We're just going to change games. I didn't want to stream a violent video game while we were talking about gun control, because I just didn't think it was appropriate. But just a summary of what we talked about, I don't think it's a gun issue. Whether you make stricter gun laws or you leave the current ones in place, that's still not the issue. The issue is mental health and kids and bullying. Until you don't deal with those two things, these things are going to continue to happen. And if you're a child and you're watching this, yes, I do care about you, and I do care about you going to school, because I do have 2 children of my own. 2 that are in school and 1 that's not in school, but eventually they'll be going to school, and I'll be worried about him when he goes to school, and I shouldn't have to. But we live in a day and age where it's an issue, and yes, I will fight to do whatever it is possible to make sure you guys are safe. But the whole entire thing of this point of this tonight was, we'll get to that in a second. The whole entire point of this, deal with the real issue, not just some excuse because you want to push it to your agenda. And definitely don't let the media use you guys as tools. If you are in school right now and somebody has come to you and said, well, walk out of school and protest, don't be their puppet. Do not be the media's puppet. That's all they want you to be. Next week's discussion, we kind of rolled next week's discussion into this. So I will put up what next week's discussion will probably be, I want to say, on Saturday or Sunday. So make sure you guys pay attention to the stream. I'll probably actually do a vlog video about what we're going to be talking about next Thursday. But I want to thank you very much for tuning in to Johnny Blaze 8030 Live. Come check us out again next Thursday at 7:30. We'll do it for about a little over an hour. Give me about 5 minutes, and we're going to switch over and we're going to play some Fortnite. And that will be our chill stream where we can just talk about whatever. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys shared this video. Put some more comments in if you want. I just want to know what you guys' opinions are. And I hope that you come in and check us out next week at 7:30 on Johnny Blaze 1980 30 Live.